Welcome to Atlantic Canada Cooks and happy Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada and in so many other countries all over the world. This Thanksgiving holiday and weekend is celebrated, and it's celebrated in so many different ways. Thank you, Mom. It's celebrated with fresh harvest. Mom was...
I know. I can smell it on my hands.
We wish we had smell-o-vision. This is fresh rosemary. And very traditional in Canada would be turkey dinner. So we're really excited today. We're going to talk to you about, from our kitchen, how we put together a turkey and the stuffing that comes with it. And then I have these amazing little patty pan squash. And aren't they cute? So we're going to be having those. We have friends coming over later today that are going to be joining us for dinner. So we're just going to get a few things started, right, Mom?
Right.
But you know what? One of the things Thanksgiving is so important is to share those days and those moments. So thank you so much to our YouTube and our Zoom audience. But I have a special guest today who's joining us from her kitchen in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And this is Ijeoma, or IJ. And she has an incredible company, the Prestigious Apron. And we're excited for you to learn a little bit more about what she does and how she prepares her food. And she's from Nigeria. And she immigrated to Canada in 2019. And we love seeing entrepreneurs soaring. And we had the privilege of meeting through a food event recently where I got to taste her food. And I'm telling you, make sure you connect with her. We're going to tell you how, but let's go over to Ijeoma's kitchen and check on her.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for having me on your live channel. I'm so excited for this opportunity. Like Michelle mentioned, my name is Ijeoma. I have always grown up liking food and not just liking to eat it myself, good, well cooked, prepared, homemade meal, but, to share it with others because I know that food connects. What I started learning as I was growing up and moving to Canada is that food connects cultures. Like, it's amazing how, you get to meet people because you're sharing food. It's so awesome. And I'm excited to be here and to share, what I grew up with. I grew up on love-filled homemade meals with my mom. And coming to Canada in 2019 was such a huge culture shock, missing the things that I eat at home. And I'm excited that I have the platform and the opportunity to share this, amazing meals that I grew up with. So I'm excited today. Happy Thanksgiving. Sorry I missed that. See the array of the things that I have prepared. In a normal Thanksgiving back in Nigeria, this is what we do. So you see how cultures, fuse together. We do the same thing, American Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving. We cook the same meals. So we have as an appetizer, um, goat meat pepper soup. So I have goat meat pepper soup made with goat meat and served with some bread buns, right? So, and then we go into the main course. The main course is jollof rice. I don't know if you've heard of jollof rice. People call it the orange rice. Kids call
Yes,
it
I've
orange
tasted
rice.
it, but I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit more about it. So when we
Yes.
come back to her kitchen, we're going to hear more details. Keep
Thank
going.
you.
Finish your menu.
Yeah, so on the main course, thank you, Michelle. The main course is jollof rice. Going with turkey. Turkey is the main, meat for Thanksgiving. So we also use turkey or chicken back home. So I have oven grilled turkey, very delicious. Going with some plantains, some grilled plantains, and then for dessert we have puff puffs. So puff puffs is a street food. We eat it anywhere. Adult, children, we love it. We call it chop one, chop two. As you're picking one, you're tempted to take the second one. So it's a slang, chop one, chop two. So that would go with, it can go with any sauce, it can go with anything, but I'm using pickles today for it. So that's what our dessert would be. This one is store-bought. I didn't make it myself, but you can use anything. Chocolate glaze, um, sauces or pickles, anything you want as a sauce for the puff puffs. Thank you.
Well, Ijeoma, thank you so much for sharing. We're going to come back over to her kitchen in a few minutes. But when we first met, I said, Ijeoma, IJ, food is meant to be sauced. So I love the dipping and the different sauces. And as I said, I got to taste these unbelievable flavor blends that she put together at the event we were at together a few weeks back. And I love the different seasons. But let's talk about seasoning. So what we're going to do, look at this. We said, talk about fresh, local. I ran out just before the show started. This is fresh summer savory. And we've got fresh thyme in here and some grass. We won't eat the grass. And thyme, I think for many of you that follow along, I say is my favorite herb. You can give the gift of thyme. And it's amazing. And some of this lovely rosemary, and this is savory. And we're going to start off with getting what we call our stuffings, because sometimes we put it in the turkey, or our dressing. And this is summer savory. And we're used to the dried summer savory. We're going to show you that. And we've got a pan heating on the back with a little bit of olive oil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand my mom this wonderful chunk of butter. And I'm actually going to give her half of it. And we put about 1/4 cup of olive oil in the pan. So I'll give you that, Mom. We're going to melt down the butter and olive oil into a mixture. And what we're going to add to that is some lovely diced onions. And this is the blend of the mixture that's going to go a little bit inside of our turkey, but we love this. So I'm going to make a huge pan of it as well. So in this bowl, for how much I'm looking to cook, I have about 2.5 cups of finely diced onions. So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly saute those for about 10 minutes. And Mom's just making sure that the pan's heated up and the butter and olive oil are melted together. And this is the dried savory. So, and thank you to all the local farmers all over the world, but especially here in Atlantic Canada. And I know IJ must have noticed a difference. Our season is short and we work hard, but we get so excited this time of year because these are fresh local carrots, fresh local onions, and it's such an amazing opportunity to have that. So this is the dried summer savory. And it's funny because whenever I travel to around the world, but as you know, I get to travel to Africa, in Morocco quite frequently, which is at the top of Morocco in the northern part, where Nigeria is down below, more central middle. I guess I'm even looking at the map.
Western,
yeah, so that you can see that difference. But I love bringing this particular herb because they have similar, but it doesn't taste quite the same. So in my dressing, Mom has that in the pan, onion simmering. I am going to put, and I say my measuring hand. I told you, IJ, I have a little fun here. So my measuring hand is probably about 1/4 cup.
Yeah.
It's not hot, Mom.
Oh, look at that.
So that smell is going to get really, really rich. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dice up a couple of cloves of garlic. Look at the size of these. Fresh local garlic, unbelievable flavor. I'm also going to add, and you're going to see I have a lot of carrots on my board. Those are coming in when I cook the turkey. But what I'm just going to do is I'm going to do a rough chop with my garlic because I don't need it fine diced. And it's actually a very large piece of garlic.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to dice that up. That's going to go in with the onions, the summer savory, olive oil, butter. And I'm obviously going to get Mom to add salt and pepper. And I love fresh ground pepper, and sea salt would be my favorite. but any salt and pepper will do. And really the only herbs that are going into this is the summer savory. And I put a little bit of thyme in mine because, again, it's my favorite herb. So you're gonna see I have about the same amount of garlic that's gonna go into this. And I wish you could smell this. This garlic smell is absolutely amazing. So we're gonna put this into the pan. Oh, nice, Mom, and sizzling. And because I do have some fresh savory, I'm gonna take one sprig. The fresh is not as strong as the dried, because once you dry an herb, it tends to get a little bit stronger and changes the flavor a bit. So I'm just gonna take a small amount and add to this mixture. Now this is the start of what we call a bread and potato stuffing. What I'm making right now, you could call the sauce or what's gonna mix it all together. And I must say, as soon as I cut this herb, the aromatics really, really, really come out. So some of the herbs, you want to give them a good rub. I know Ijeoma is a trained cook, but she knows the secrets to bringing those flavors out. So we're going to give that to Mom. Those only need to simmer. We put a big bowl. Oh, look. They only need to simmer for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna blend this mixture together. In this bowl, what I have in here is I took some really nice multi-grain bread. And this is a sourdough bread. And because I eat a very low to no gluten diet, I also have cubed up some gluten-free bread in here. So as you see, it's a large bowl, but it's gonna cook down, and we're gonna add some of those other ingredients, but use your favorite breads. But the trick with this is the bread needs to be like 1 day old, not fresh bread. So open up your cupboard or your freezer and take that out. It's perfect for your dressing. So what I have here, and I cooked earlier, is I cooked a couple of cups of potatoes and I've mashed those potatoes. So we're gonna add this in with our bread to this mixture. And I want you to know that this is one of my favorite meals ever growing up as a kid. And at our house, my mother really taught me the base of this recipe, and her grandmother. So it's an old recipe, but over the years, I think Michelle just added a bit more seasoning and a few extra flavors, probably garlic. I don't know if you always put garlic in it, but now we do. And there we go. And now that's potatoes and bread mixed together. And I think this needs to cook just a little longer, right, Mom? Yeah. But we're gonna show you what it looks like. I'm getting an onion facial right now. It smells absolutely incredible. And can you see all those beautiful herbs? And that is a very heavy frying pan. That looks awesome, Mom.
The onion should be transparent.
Exactly, or translucent, we would say. Yeah. So we want to get those onions so they're cooked down. And then we're going to add it to this mixture. And then what I'm going to do with this mixture, Mom, I'm going to do this for a second. Look out. Is I am going to put this into a pan. And then I will bake this later for about 35 minutes. So it's going to be really fantastic mixed together. We're going to show you that in just a few minutes. I'm taking your chair, Mom, but you can move those. So I feel like we're like, what's the star of the show? And I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm going to do with my turkey. And we're going to go back over and have a visit with Ijeoma so she can tell us a little bit more about her dish. And here's what I'm excited about. Ijeoma cooked turkey wings. And what a fantastic idea. because that means they're just so much more to have, right? I love that idea. So I'm going to hold this up because we have about a 10-pound turkey, about 4.5 kilograms. And I brined this turkey. We're going to show you a video of that. Just a few of the steps that we did. And that means that we're putting that into a water bath. And in that was a poultry brining kit from our friend Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. Ijeoma and I got to meet Cynthia at an event. And this is from Axe to Grind, also Nova Scotia, woman-owned company. And so I used her mix. So we put this in the brining mix overnight last night. And I just took it out this morning and I rinsed it. And here's my beautiful turkey. You can still see some of the herbs on it. And that brining is going to help make that turkey juicy. So as you can see, I'm running out of room on my board here. But I'm going to keep this. We're going to put the turkey into the pan. So just before I go to Ijeoma, I'm going to start to show you what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do this while she's showing her stuff. Get your favorite roasting pan. I love this one because this is the same pan my mom used when I was a child. And here we still are. This one has a little tray you can take out. It makes it easier for getting the turkey out later. But I'm going to leave it in. And on the bottom of my pan, and this is where my gravy starts to taste awesome, I am going to just put some sliced onions. And I'm going to put about 3 sliced onions here. And remember, the turkey has already got some nice brine on it, so it's got some great seasoning inside the turkey. And then I have some celery. And the celery I'm going to put across the bottom. And Mom, what do we say? It's like building a rack or a bridge that we're going to put the turkey on. And the goal of this is I'm going to remove the celery tonight after we cook it. But I'm going to keep the carrots and the onions and the garlic. And I'm going to blend those into my gravy. So, right? I think, Mom, would you say you make good gravy?
You make better gravy.
There we go. But remember, it started with her teaching me the basics of doing that. So in here, I'm just going to show everybody, I'm going to put a couple of cloves of garlic. Do you see how I did that? So that's onions and celery right across, and those carrots. And I tell you, the carrots are going to give a great flavor to your gravy. I'm going to put a little bit of that dried summer savory in the bottom of the pan. And what I have over here, they are perfect, Mom. I've got a bowl with some chicken stock. And that's just going to give me a little extra moisture, just get those vegetables cooked at the bottom. And I'm putting that in the bottom of the pan. There was only about 1 cup. And I'm going to be going over to Ijeoma's kitchen in a minute, but let's get my hands dirty. My mom loves the neck, so we're going to make sure that's nestled in there. And I'm not going to put the stuffing in the bird today because it cooks faster. But there we go. And as you can see, that's now nestled into my pan perfectly. And I'm going to add some seasoning here in just a few minutes. But let's go over to Ijeoma's kitchen. Ijeoma, tell us a couple of those dishes that you have. And we're going to look forward to being able to do some of those things with you. I'm just getting my technical here. We're going to make sure we get over into your streaming, into your kitchen. But what do you think of my recipe so far, IJ?
It's awesome. Like listening to you.
Yes, now she's turning it over to.
There you go. Aunt Greta, we're going to get you to hit mute. Go ahead, IJ.
Okay, so what I think about your recipe, oh my God, seeing you put all those ingredients and those spices, like I'm just connecting the spices and my own spices and how I use them on my own turkey. They are almost similar, like over 95% the same thing, nothing different. Especially when you brought those those fresh herbs, the thymes and all that, and the onions and the garlic. I use all of those in marinating any chicken that I cook. And that's what brings out those flavors. And people eat it and they're like, what did you put in here? And it's just a combination of all those spices and those that brings out those wonderful flavors. So I'm excited to know that I can actually prepare any dish all over the world with same spices. It's just the way we put them together.
Exactly. So show us what you put together. We're excited to see.
Yeah, so right now, for like I mentioned, my appetizer is goat meat. So as I'm talking about it and how I made it, I'll be dishing it out. So I'm gonna dish, if I'm gonna serve the goat meat, I'm gonna be serving it on this bowl, and that's the spoon here. So that's my serving spoon right here. So just open up the bowl, stir it, and then serve. So
That looks delicious.
put enough of the meat and the soup itself. And sprinkle some green. So these are some parsley. So that's how it looks. So I made this using.
It's still bubbling.
Yes, yes, because I just made them this morning. And some of the ingredients I use crayfish, blended crayfish, dry crayfish. I use some local spice brought all the way from Nigeria. My mom always sends me this, so I put a dash of them into the. I don't have time, but in other videos I'm going to explain the combination of what is in here. And then I use a lot of this bouillon to make my bouillon mix, to make my dishes. And I don't make any dish without paprika. So this is smoked paprika and some chili pepper. And then what's a Nigerian dish or a West African dish without Cameroon pepper? So I always put this Cameroon pepper. Most African
So that's
dish.
a very traditional African or Nigerian herb.
Yes, yes, that's what it is. That's dry, some kind of species of pepper that is harvested, grown, harvested, and then dried and blended. So this is. So I would normally serve this appetizer this way with some bun bread. Look at that.
Cornbread. Yum. Oh.
That's it right here.
Love cornbread.
That is absolutely amazing. Well, listen,
Yes.
we're going to come back over in just a minute. I'm going to finish two quick things, and we're going to let IJ show us her turkey wings, and we're going to come back over into my kitchen here. We'll be right back. These dishes don't take long to prepare, as you know, but when you're doing many of the dishes, a lot of love goes into Thanksgiving dinner. So we've got our squash here, and this is called a patty pan squash. And I love it. Look how beautiful they are. They're tiny. They look like a little bell. I've washed these off really well. They come from a local farm here and that I picked up yesterday. And I'm very excited. And look at this tiny little one. I'm not even cutting him in half because he's so cute. We'll put her right in the middle. And really easily, we're going to put some olive oil. And this is what I think I love about these. The squash themselves already have such a beautiful flavor. So we're going to put some olive oil. I want to grab the salt and pepper, Mom, please. And we're going to literally let the squash kind of be the hero on this one. And I'm putting some fresh thyme. Thyme is a great herb because you can bake it, right, Mom?
Right.
So a lot of other herbs don't bake well in the oven. They'll burn. But thyme and rosemary both. And we've got a little bit of rosemary. They're both strong herbs. So we're going to put a little bit of that. So right now we're going to let the squash and the herbs kind of be the hero. Some salt and pepper. And we'll bake this later today. And we're going to bake that at probably about 375 degrees so that we can get a little bit of a brown on the outside. But just before I finish cooking them, I'm going to add a little maple syrup across the top. So why not? Because, you know, maple syrup's great on everything. But even before this goes in, and when that comes out of the oven, and look how simple that is. So you can get really healthy, good squash. And I'll tell you, the squash is sweet, but when I top that with maple syrup, the kids will like it too. So a good little trick. Or honey. Honey would be another recommendation because I know some of our international guests don't have maple syrup handy. So I had a spatula out here, Mom. So let's finish off our last couple of dishes here. Thank you, Mom. How fitting. It's a Christmas one. It's got snowflakes on it. It's sunny today, but the snow is coming. So if you remember in our bowl here, we've got that beautiful bowl with the potatoes, right? And the bread. And now what we're gonna add is that wonderful onion mixture. Great job, Mom. It's a heavy pan. Thankfully, it's cooled. And we're gonna put this all in to there. Oh, that smells amazing. To me, like this is where I start to feel the holiday season. It smells like Thanksgiving. It smells like Christmas, where we often joke and call it eating season. And then what you're gonna see, that's gonna mix through. And then look at all the seasoning now, Mom. Oh, already smells amazing. And like a really super happy Thanksgiving dinner. You know, these are one of those dishes that just reminds me of my childhood. Come on around here, Mom. Thank you for staying out of the way so I don't hit you with my elbow. And that's going to come together well. I think I'm going to put a little bit in our turkey. So I'm going to roll my sleeves up. Ijeoma, are you ready to show us your final dish as we get wrapped up here in the next few minutes? Thank you so much, our YouTube audience and IJ's fans. We'll see you every Sunday at 10 a.m. or follow us on YouTube. IJ, show us what you have.
Thank you, thank you. So I'm going to be quick about this because we're closing very shortly. So I'm serving my main course. The main course, like I mentioned, is jollof rice, the popular jollof rice. So this is how I'm going to dish it. Scoop it in a scoop. And there you go on the scoop. And then grab my turkey wing beside it like this. And then I have my creamy coleslaw to go with it. So I'll grab the creamy coleslaw as well. I hope I'm not backing the camera. The creamy coleslaw. And we do have some pepper sauce. So sweet pepper sauce. The sweet pepper sauce to also go with the dish. Sweet pepper
That looks
sauce.
so beautiful.
Thank you. And some plantain on skewers, grilled plantain on skewers. That's the full dish. This jollof rice is made with sweet peppers and tomatoes. Same thing I used in making the sweet pepper sauce. You see? So that's the main course right here. And I'm quickly going to run over the dessert. So the dessert is the puff puff, the one I mentioned, the street food. I have already made one, but I just wanted to show how it sizzles in the oil when you're putting them in the oil. So I have that here. I have the mixed batter. This is the mixed batter.
I love everything deep fried.
If I scoop with ice cream scoop, I just put it straight into the oil and it drops into this oil and starts sizzling. The camera isn't close for you to get that, but that's how the puff puff is fried. See how it drops in there. And then
Reminds me of donuts you made as a kid.
to serve the puff puff, I'm going to quickly place them here. So this is how we serve the puff puff as a dessert. right here, and then I'm going to put the pickles, like I mentioned, the pickles.
Ijeoma, those look absolutely amazing.
Thank
And
you.
and
So
who doesn't like a little ball of donut dough deliciousness? Like, I believe oh, look at that, Mom.
did you see that color?
Liver.
Yes, she does, just not this far. Ijeoma,
that-
we're gonna be up for our time today.
Thank you.
Final words, where can people find you and enjoy that amazing meal with your family? Where can people find you?
So, first of all, guys, please follow me on Instagram, Prestigious Apron Gourmet, and on Facebook as well. And then you can find me locally in Halifax at Halifax Brewery Market. I'm there every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And if you follow me online, you can always, message me if you want any catering events, anything you want me to do for you, place orders. You can do that through my social media channel. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on here. I really appreciate you guys. And as my business is growing, I would have a permanent restaurant, a permanent place where you guys can easily walk in anytime, any day. Thank you so much, Michelle, for having me.
It is such a pleasure. And we're going to end on this final night with Mom and I. I just put some cooking spray in the pan. And because this is all going to get baked, we're going to put the final bit in here. Wow. And as I said, I'm very excited to welcome our friends and family over later. As we say, get all the good bits. Thanks, Mom. And from our kitchen to yours, we'll line these 3 dishes up. I'll add a little bit later, just a little bit of chicken stock across the top of this. Thanks, Mama. And, not quite that much herb, but we'll put this on here. And what do I want to say? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
So thanks so much. We'll see you next Sunday here in Atlantic Canada Cooks. And thank you so much, IJ, for sharing from your kitchen. Bye, everybody. Happy
Bye.
Thanksgiving.
Enjoy the turkeys.
Right?